your mind and spirit. Elevate your body and soul. I can sing it because I wrote it. Every time, every time I trusted others to lead me, I got lost. I lost my peace. I lost money, relationships, faith in myself, and my confidence. It is only when I decided to lead myself in every aspect of my life, especially professionally, that I started living my life in contentment instead of frustration, lack, and depression. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And, when I started leading my life intentionally, I was able to face the pain of life without losing my joy or my determination. Now I'm enjoying this life's journey, and it's been quite a ride. When I was a child in the 4th grade, I learned about the Ivy League. I made 2 important life-changing decisions. I decided to play violin and attend Harvard University. I saw this movie called Soul Man, and in this movie, I saw the fictional portrayal of Harvard Law School. And at that moment in time, I made a decision that I wanted to be an attorney and go to Harvard Law School. And then my play cousin, Michelle, she was playing violin. And I wanted to do everything she did. So I started playing violin. And so during the summers, I would be in the living room of the house, and I would read and play music and read. I was obsessed. My elementary school friends and I, to this day, we just reminisce and we laugh about how I would carry that big old violin case around with me wherever I went. Anytime they saw Z, they saw that violin. And, it was just an awesome time. When my father graduated from college, I attended his graduation, and he has 2 degrees, one in computer science and another one in business. And going to college was a conversation frequently held in my household. And so when I decided I wanted to go to Harvard College and learned about the Ivy League, I knew I had to get high grades. So when I was in high school, I got all A's and 2 B's. One of the B's I got, I wasn't happy about. Wasn't happy at all. And I went to my parents and I asked them to advocate on my behalf to get that B turned to an A like I saw all the other kids do. And my dad looked at me and he said, no. He said, you have to learn to deal with disappointment. So when I had my sights set on Harvard to go to school, I took my PSATs, my pre-scholastic aptitude test, and I started getting all this mail from different colleges. And I was sitting at the living room table with my father, and I was going through the mail, and I started to laugh. I was like, MIT? They want me? I want to go to Harvard. He said, put that card out of the trash. He said, get that card out of the trash. And like the dutiful daughter I am, I picked it up out of the trash. And little did I know that that moment would change my life forever. So when I got my college admissions, I was accepted to Yale, UCI, UCLA, UC Berkeley, MIT, no Harvard. That lesson on disappointment came in handy. But I went to MIT, and I got 2 degrees. And my first job was as a web applications developer for Fortune 500 company Raytheon. And so as time passed, I found myself working for a small tech company in Novi, Michigan. I was their SEO manager and sales manager, and I was really working hard. They started this department with no revenue. I took that department, that division of the small tech company from $0 to $500,000 in recurring revenue in 2 years. Thank you. I was in the midst of all the success. I was working hard. I was talking to business owners all over the world. I was leading the marketing and sales team. I was guiding the fulfillment team. I was wearing multiple hats, yet I had a secret. I was an MIT and University of Michigan alumni, but I was on food stamps. I was very ashamed, and I was scared to ask for help. Oftentimes, I would take gigs playing violin to supplement my income. I would play for private events, weddings, birthday parties, church services. I would play to supplement my income, and at work, I would just submerge myself in the work, and I would work really hard because, one divorce and, my master's degree later, I was at this company, and I was just licking my wounds from, a relationship torn apart by pornography and illness. It was a tough time. During that time of lack, I really pushed myself to produce at this company because I knew if I would just close one more major deal, that I would get the income I needed to build a better life for myself and my family. So after being in this situation and being on food stamps, I mustered up the courage to go to the owner of the company. And I went to him on 3 occasions, and I said, Mr. Business Owner, can I have a raise? I went to him three times, and every time was a no. And I felt a combination of things during that time. I felt frustrated, humiliated, and I was pissed. So I decided this guy is not having my professional interests at heart, so let me take my own professional career into my own hands. So I got a coach, the fabulous Fraser Hay. He was my business coach, and he and I developed plans to start my own digital marketing agency. And getting inspiration from the hit song Square Biz by Tina Marie, I named my new company Square Biz SEO Services. When I started the company, I was able to close a lot of fabulous accounts with city governments, major advertising firms, but I didn't anticipate another problem. The problem I came across was that I couldn't work with no savings and 30 days net from my invoices. So I had a cash flow problem. So I scrambled and applied to Fortune 500 companies like Microsoft, Homedics, and Cobalt ADP, and I got first, second, and third round interviews, but no job offer. So I had to close the company down, and I moved to California and became the marketing director for a small green technology company. And while I was working at that company, I analyzed the errors that I made with Square Biz and developed what you guys know today as the brand, the SEO Queen, and the S Corp, TSQ Marketing. So I started crafting my plans and rebranding my company. And I was excited. So I left the other digital marketing agency, the second digital marketing agency I was working at, and I started working TSQ full-time in September 2016. So this time was really exciting, but I got my first client conference call. I was looking through my client's website data, and I noticed something. I noticed keywords such as Cialis, Viagra, ED, and I'm looking at this data, and I'm like, wait a minute. My client sells aerospace metals. That has nothing to do with erectile dysfunction. And so I had to have a conference call with this client and explain to him the situation. There's no way I could or desired to sweep it under the rug. So I got on the phone call, and I explained to my client that over 200,000 pages of content had been indexed on his domain. I explained to him that his website had been, dare I say it, hacked. And I told him that it was going to take time and that we'd have to redesign the whole site and de-index those 200,000 pages of content. And so he was not happy. He was not happy at all. And I could have told him what I thought he wanted to hear, that, oh, I can fix it tomorrow. But instead, I told him the truth. I told him the exact plan of action I had. And although he was not happy, he trusted me. And now his website is ranking, and he's getting 1 to 6 leads a day, and his business is going strong, thanks to the SEO queen. Now, music has been an important part of my life growing up, and I have been able to weave it into my business as well. Someone once told me that I should just focus on marketing and then get to the music. But since the start of the SEO Queen, I have been able to write a theme song or jingle for my company, and now I plan on offering customized music services to people, to businesses, moving forward in the future. So my 3 takeaways from these experiences is, number 1, you have to be brave. I did not want to lose that client, and I told him what he didn't want to hear. And in the past, when I told clients what they wanted to hear, what I thought they wanted to hear, they're no longer my client. And so it's very important to be brave and to trust the process, to trust your experience, and to let go of the expectation of a certain outcome, because you will be surprised. My second takeaway is you have to be honest with yourself. I knew from the mistakes I made with SquareBiz SEO services that I needed to make sure that TSQ's finances were on point, and the first person I hired was a billing administrator. And that billing administrator has made sure that the invoices go out in a timely fashion, that the contracts are on point, and that the revenue is flowing. My third takeaway is to follow up, follow through, show up, and persevere. It is so important to put your best foot forward, to get your funnel as big as possible, and to continue working and believing in yourself. As a connected woman of influence CEO, it is my intention to be present and put forth my best, highest effort with myself and my clients. Thank you.